So in this video we are looking into how to map a superclass or how to use a mechanism to map a superclass. So basically we have number of classes and number of classes have some common fields like ID. ID means each and every class have the ID field common. In last video we look into the created date. So yeah, we can add that functionality to each and every class, so it should be common for all the classes. So in this scenario what we do basically in this scenario, look at this example. This is customer class, first class. So where ID and created date are common and the customer name and phone are the different parameter. This is another example, order. Here again ID and created date is common and order status and the dish are the different parameter. Okay, and in third table the bill. Okay, so here what, here ID and created date again common and customer name and amount are different. So what we do in this kind of scenario, we take common parameter as a and created one super class for it and map it to the child class. So in this way we can inherit the properties of superclass into the child class. So you don't need to add these two property to the uh, child class. Okay, so this is the diagram. We get that two properties separately, that is ID and created date, and put it into the base entity class. After that a customer, order and bill, uh, three classes inherited. Okay, so let's get back to the example. Okay, so this is our class. Okay, so what I am doing now, I am just taking this two entity and put it into the superclass. So for that purpose I am creating one class called base entity. base e- Base entity, and I am going to again that code put that code into the base entity class. Okay, and after that what we need to do, we need data annotation only. Okay, so yeah, that's what we need data annotation here to put getter, setter and toString all. Yeah, okay, and after that there is one annotation called map superclass. We need to use that. Unless and until if we don't use that, we are not able to create a columns in a table, because it's not going to reflected while Spring Boot works on creating columns table. Okay, so this is our base entity having getters and setters. Okay, I am going to save it, and next step is what we need to extend that class. We need to extend the base class into the child class. Okay, so it's the base entity. Okay, so indirectly we have all properties of that superclass ID and created date inside our this class. So what I do, I can do another example. I'm copying this. And what I do, I created a table called bill. Okay, it's a bill. Sorry, B is capital. Okay, so this is the table and I'm going to put it and again rename to the bill. Okay, I don't want this parameter. What I do, I am using the parameter of the presentation which I created earlier. Okay, so this is the presentation and these are the parameter I created. I don't want that superclass, that two parameter. I want only that parameter was not means the child parameter. Okay, so I want this only parameter. Okay, so this is private. Okay, and it's a string. Okay, again this is private. Okay, so that's how we created it. Okay, and after creating it, I'm going to save it and run it once again, and let's check what happened inside the query. Okay. So let's check the query. So this is our bill class, which is having column ID, okay, as well as created date. And both column we are not added here, even if, okay, look at this, we are not added both column, and we are not using at the rate ID as to represent primary key. Yeah, we extend it from base entities, which is common for both restaurant order as well as bill class. Okay, sorry. Okay, so and if you check the database, you get a restaurant order as a class which have ID and created date, and bill also have ID and created date. So that's how it work with map superclass. Thanks for watching.